The latest statement from Volkswagen's CEO surprised and alarmed electric vehicle manufacturers. Such an announcement could imply serious difficulties for Volkswagen and the electric vehicle sector, resulting in massive financial losses, possibly in the billions. Volkswagen's electrification plans seem to have hit a roadblock. The company has made a crucial decision that could mark the end of the era of electric vehicles. The big question is, how did the colossal German company come to this point, and what are the implications for its future? The Volkswagen conglomerate is scaling back the production of its electric vehicles, raising doubts about the future of the German manufacturer. How can an organization that was so committed to advancing towards electrification now be backtracking? And what might this mean for the landscape of electric vehicles? At first glance, Volkswagen's situation seems contradictory. After all, the electric vehicle market is growing globally, with Europe, the United States, and Australia leading sales, and Tesla ahead of the competitors. The problem, apparently, isn't resistance to the electric universe, as Volkswagen claims, but rather a specific issue related to Volkswagen's own electric vehicles. Recently, Volkswagen announced reductions in production and shifts at its factory in Germany, citing customer reluctance to purchase their electric vehicles. The news was surprising, as the company showed ambition in the electric car strategy, led by the D-Series. However, the data shows a discouraging reality, with Volkswagen not achieving 30% of the sales forecast. This data is even more striking when compared to the success of other manufacturers, such as Tesla, BYD, and Rivian. For instance, Tesla reported an 83% increase in sales in the second quarter of 2023, indicating a growing interest in electric vehicles. So, it's evident that Volkswagen's products aren't as competitive when compared to brands like Ford or BMW. Could it be that Volkswagen failed to meet the expectations of modern electric vehicle consumers? What could be the reasons for Volkswagen's resource scarcity? Is there a justification for such resistance? The reasons for Volkswagen's difficulties appear to be multifaceted. On one hand, the company points to external factors like reduced subsidies, rising electricity costs, and lower gasoline prices. Volkswagen CEO Thomas Schaefer mentioned high costs in various areas but avoided addressing why the crisis occurred. Insiders indicate inefficiencies and high production costs as causes. Furthermore, Schaefer described the situation as very difficult and called for immediate cost cuts, signaling that the problems go beyond external market dynamics. Additionally, Volkswagen's production cuts are linked to layoffs. The company stated that 300 of the 1,500 temporary workers at the Emden factory in Germany would be laid off starting in August. The electric vehicle factory in Emden will be closed for 6 weeks, raising concerns about job security in the company and the electric vehicle industry. Volkswagen's financial stability is also at risk. The company's strategy to reduce production to increase profits indicates crisis management, but it could be counterproductive if they continue to lag behind in the electric vehicle revolution. Additionally, Volkswagen has been slow to roll out new models. The highly anticipated launch of the ID.7 sedan has been postponed, which could further diminish the brand's appeal to customers seeking the latest electric vehicle technology. Therefore, Volkswagen's journey towards electrification has encountered a significant hurdle. Whether this will result in a fatal disaster or just a temporary detour, only time will tell. What's certain is that everyone will be watching the German automaker as it seeks a way out of the situation. With profit losses in the critical Chinese market and the delivery of only 12,000 electric vehicles in the second quarter, Volkswagen's performance was dismal, especially when compared to Tesla's impressive sales of 28,000 vehicles in June alone. The German giant has been reduced to only a tenth of its global competitor, raising concerns about its prospects in the crucial electric vehicle sector, where competition is intensifying. Christian Dahlheim, head of sales for the Volkswagen Group, expressed confidence, stating that the launch of the Volkswagen ID.7 model would boost the struggling automaker. Dahlheim announced a significant acceleration in electric vehicle deliveries in the third quarter, thanks to the expansion of the Volkswagen ID family, attempting to bring some optimism to the turbulent scenario. However, behind the hopeful facade, the numbers reveal a grim reality. Volkswagen, traditionally popular among Chinese car buyers, fell to the top 10 electric vehicle manufacturers in the first half of this year. The increasingly affluent Chinese consumers seem to prefer other locally manufactured battery-powered cars, like the Tesla Model Y or the BMW i3, exacerbating Volkswagen's difficulties. A sales analyst stated that Chinese electric vehicle buyers seem to be less impressed with Volkswagen's software features and entertainment system. This claim is supported by concerning insurance data, which points to only 434 units of the ID.6 sold last month, further worsening the situation. Volkswagen's first quarter profits fell by 31% to €5.7 billion, compared to €8.3 billion in the same period the previous year. Despite a 22% increase in sales revenue, driven mainly by the recovery in sales in Europe and North America, this drop reveals a grim reality. With a diminished presence in the Chinese market and an urgent need to keep up with rivals in the electric vehicle market, Volkswagen's CFO, Arno Antlitz, tried to shed a positive light on the situation, stating they had an encouraging start in 2023, with significant improvements in underlying revenue and operating profit. However, these words offer little comfort in the face of growing challenges and an increasingly competitive market. Volkswagen, known worldwide, is going through a period of uncertainties and challenges. However, the company is gearing up for a major strategic shift. Thomas Schaefer, the CEO of Volkswagen, recently announced a detailed plan to strengthen the company's financial stability. The goal is to ensure its long-term success. The plan is known as Accelerate Forward Toward 6.5. The main objective is to increase Volkswagen's profits to an impressive 6.5%. This will be primarily achieved through enhancing efficiency in the company's passenger car brands. The program is strategically designed to ensure brand growth. Furthermore, it will pave the way for future investments in new technologies, modernization of factories, and personnel training. Volkswagen has made significant strides in the electric vehicle market. Electric vehicle deliveries increased by 50% in the first quarter of 2023. This growth, coupled with the announcement of new electric models like the compact ID.7 and a potential fully electric Beetle, indicates that Volkswagen remains committed to a zero-emission future. However, the Accelerate Forward Toward 6.5 program signals a shift in the company's approach. Instead of offering a wide range of electric cars, Volkswagen aims to streamline its product offerings to maximize profitability. The strategy includes reducing model complexity and the number of variants to optimize production. Volkswagen CFO and CEO emphasized in a recent LinkedIn post the need for the company to focus on cash flow. This focus is reflected in the new program that aims to increase the company's return on sales to 6.5% by 2026. An ambitious yet achievable goal, according to Schaefer. This would translate to around €10 billion in gains. While Tesla faced its own issues in China, with sales dropping due to safety and data concerns, it managed to rebound and outperform Volkswagen globally, selling around 386,000 electric vehicles in the first half of the year, compared to Volkswagen's 171,000. Most of Volkswagen's electric vehicle sales came from Europe, where stringent CO2 emission standards drive demand. Meanwhile, the United States accounted for only 11% of Volkswagen's electric vehicle volume in the first 6 months. In a shocking turn of events, Volkswagen Group's electric vehicle sales in the booming Chinese market lagged far behind industry leader Tesla, sounding alarms among analysts. The German automaker recently released second-quarter sales figures, revealing that it delivered only 12,000 electric vehicles to customers in China, a critical growth market for the automaker. This number represents a fraction of the impressive 111,000 electric vehicle deliveries by Volkswagen globally in the same period and is minuscule compared to the 28,000 cars Tesla sold in China in just June. To address this alarming shortfall, head of sales for Volkswagen Group, Christian Dahlheim, pledged a significant increase in electric vehicle sales in China in the third quarter. Dahlheim attributes this expected surge to the recent launch of the Volkswagen ID.6 model, an SUV tailored to Chinese customer preferences. Recent trends suggest that increasingly affluent Chinese consumers are opting for other locally manufactured battery-powered vehicles, such as the Model Y or the BMW 9/3, further compounding Volkswagen's challenges. As it navigates these turbulent waters, Volkswagen is on a mission not only to survive but also to regain its lost ground. The company is promising to accelerate, especially in the Chinese electric vehicle market. Arno Antlitz, Volkswagen CFO, concluded that it is evident that we need to accelerate, especially on the electric vehicle side. Only time will tell if this fallen giant can rise again and reclaim its rightful place in the automotive industry. So, what do you think? Is Volkswagen's strategy of reducing the number of models and focusing on profit maximization a good idea? Or should they be launching more vehicles, like Ford and Toyota?